Hello, my name's Toby Shapshak, and I like to speak to interesting people about interesting things. There can't be anyone in South Africa who hasn't heard of eBucks in the same way they haven't heard of e-wallet. It's one of the things FNB's done, and it's done particularly well because it's been around for 25 years. This month has seen some new changes to how eBucks is rewarded and distributed. And discussing that with us is eBucks CEO. Hello, Peter.
Hey Toby, thanks for having me, and thanks for having me in such a beautiful office with all the
I'm sorry I
nice
have so
gadgets.
many tutzkes, but I promise you it's less than the house I grew up in.
Oh, very cool.
Tutzkes is the Yiddish word for little treasures.
Okay.
And that's kind of the magpie household I grew up in. So let's just talk about it. It's 25 years that eBucks has been running, and I have used it extensively. It's become quite a thing, hasn't it?
It has. On the 25th of October, we will be 25. And it's an achievement that I think we're quite proud of. Our founders started the program in 2000, and they had this passion for the program. And believe it or not, the first couple of years, they were struggling to make the business case make sense. But they kept at it, and they were passionate about it. And I think it's a culture that's grown and embedded within FNB. I think what makes us great is our staff are our biggest critics, if I can put it that way. I never get to go to a meeting or a boardroom without talking about eBucks, rule changes, or updates to the program or ideas, which is great. But yeah, there's a strong legacy and a strong history in the program, which we're very proud of.
I mean, it's fascinating to me because I've tried my hand and I've jumped through the hoops and I've gotten to level 5 and then things have changed. I thought you were going to say the great thing about your staff is they understand the changes. But when I've managed to work it out, I've been able to earn great rewards and buy things, and that's a bunch of added value that I think people really are happy to get.
Yeah, I think it's a very good point, and I think it's why people are so emotive around eBucks, because I think eBucks is a way that customers nowadays add to their budgets. It's almost a budgeted item. Is I know I can get up to 30% back on Pick and Pay ASAP, as an example. Or I know I can get X off my discounts when I'm traveling. So, going down to the coast or traveling, whether it's fuel or a flight, like I know I can get that discount and kind of put that in my budget
I mean,
for the
travel's
year.
got to be one of those big categories. I think that's what really got me hooked in the first place.
Yeah.
Cheaper flights, it's cheaper car rentals. They are very handy.
Very handy. And I think it links together with the slow launch value proposition. We've got travel, putting the package together. I mean, eBucks is emotive, and I think travel is emotive. And both of those topics, rewards, I suppose, is when they go well, people love them. And when people feel they're not getting the value, I think they're very vocal about it. And I think that keeps us honest. I think that's a healthy, it's a push and pull between the two.
I don't know what you mean. People get angry and hangry when they don't get into the slow lounge or they get billed for it. I don't know. I don't know what you mean, Peter. You say, are you alleging people get upset?
No one in this room. Let me put it that way.
So the statistic that I've always seen in your press releases and that have been mentioned to me, which I think is quite remarkable, is that 90% of your eBucks get spent in the same month.
Yes. Yes.
That's
So, yeah, it's incredible. Since the program launched, we paid out about 24 billion. That was the end of last year. So this year we'll add this year's number to it. We're growing the program about 7-8% year on year as well. So that's quite substantial. 91% of clients redeem eBucks in the same month they get it. And I think it's testament to the ecosystem and what we've just talked about, where clients are using it as a budgeting tool. There are a lot of clients that save it, that 9% are saving it for a trip at the end of the year, travel,
a new Apple Watch.
a new Apple Watch, part of the device value proposition that we've got. But there are others that use it to pay their banking fees. They use it.
I mean,
within the
there's a
month.
reason there's an R2D2 on the
Okay.
table next to you. And it's not because he's my favorite character from Star Wars and I'm OG. I saw it the year it came out as a kid, but because that was a breakthrough moment in my personal evolution as a grown-up. I phoned my father-in-law. I said to him, I've had this breakthrough. It's not marrying your daughter. It's not having your only grandchild. it is none of the worldly successes I've achieved in life. It's working out. I can save up money with eBucks to buy Lego. And that's the piece I bought. And then I bought all of my son's birthday Lego. And then I stopped and thought, you know, I've bought the new kettle. I mean, it leaks. That's not eBucks' fault. But I'll have words with that French brand about their leaking expensive kettle. I bought my son a fitness watch, and then I thought, hang on a second. I bought my wife a Dyson hairdryer. I thought, I'm just going to get something. What do I want? And so that's what I did. I saved up to get myself a new Apple Watch, mostly because this watch needs less charging.
Yes.
I mean, that's the key criteria, but then I am very much a geek. So that's how I've used it personally. When we had our son, I was spending $5,000 a month in eBucks in nappies and, you know, aqueous cream and other creams, you know.
Apart from the creams, I mean, I think, you know, one of the great things is people use eBucks for things that they delight in. So, you know, in my monthly budget, you know, I'm not going to set aside some money to buy the Lego or buy the flight.
Depends how persistent your 8-year-old is.
Depends how persistent they are. But the eBucks is great because it allows you to spoil yourself.
Yeah, that's how I've used it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've wrestled with it, as you know, but the way I've rewarded myself is to get myself something. I don't really need it. There's nothing wrong with my Watch 10. My wife's Watch 10 now. But it charges quicker and has a longer battery life. And that's something I'm prepared to upgrade to as my own treat.
And I think that's what makes eBucks, being a free program, quite special, is that customers can, you know, kind of engage in the rules. They can look at the behaviors that they can do, and they can spoil themselves with nice little gadgets and creams that enhance their life and make things a little bit more special.
I mean, we might as well just say bum cream, right?
I'm glad you said
before
bum.
anyone else thinks we're being peculiar. So the good thing about it is you partner with people. I mean, I don't always use the grocery benefit, but I have, you know, and there are lots of. I suppose your business model is around partnering, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we see rewards as a table in effect. So a table with 3 legs. So you've got the customer, the partner, as well as the bank, and we try and maintain that balance at all times to make sure that there's benefit for each of those. If any of those legs grow exponentially out of, let's say, kilter with the others, your table's going to stand a bit skew. If you put your coffee in, it's going to fall over. And we try and maintain that balance. Our partners are very special to us. It's one of the capabilities that I think we've worked the hardest on, you know, in eBucks. Strong partners. I mean, Engine's been around, you know, a significant amount of time. Recently with Pick and Pay, you know, as you know, and our approach to it is we want our partner to be the best in the industry, you know, they are in, and then they support us to do the same on our side. So I suppose it's deep integration, deep partnership, and trying to look for different ways to provide value. With the launch of Pick and Pay, we did Burger Friday as an example, which is not let's say it's not a standard eBucks thing. It was something new and fresh. And I think there are days when we check the stats that we sold more than McDonald's. There are certain Fridays.
That's a remarkable statistic.
Yeah, so we're really proud about that. In total, we sold 5.5 million burgers. And now burgers is not something that we specialize in, if you know. But,
no.
But we can dip our toes into topics that, you know, that really add value to customers and to our partners.
I mean, the burger, the hamburger, the 3 dots are the setting symbols on all computers, on all websites. So who knows? You know, you unintentionally are. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating to see. I mean, to be able to order groceries with eBucks is a real boon to a lot of people.
It absolutely is, and I think one of the key focus points for us has been that client experience. How do you make that as easy as possible? I think that's the first one. And the second one is just education to customers about it. It's something that we feel as eBucks we can do a lot more of going forward. We've had a look at client experience. So, I mean, recently we launched some changes to our travel program, and what sparked a lot of that thinking was clients giving us the feedback to say, but we can't take on a domestic flight. You have to take the bag option. There's no bag option, as an example. Or, if you look at certain airlines, about 90% is taxes, 10% space fare, but other airlines, 90% space fare, 10% taxes. So it can get quite complex for customers. And
Are you alleging the travel industry is complex?
Not at all. I think we counted, and in a flight, to make a flight happen, there were like 80 different parties that needed to sync together to make that flight available. And rewards programs, I think, have fallen into the pitfall.
I suppose that's one thing that people overlook. For that kind of integration to happen in the back end,
Yes.
I'm enough of a geek to know that's some magical, back end computer wizardry to make it look so seamless.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so the back end integration into the various different systems to give you the various different flight options, to be able to change your booking, engage with us, and offer more options, is very complex. And so we've realized that, we've had a couple of gaps. We think we've got a great travel value proposition, but we needed to enhance it a bit. And trying to listen to our clients on international, as an example, as we had 3 preferred carriers. And we realized that needed to be expanded. So, when we go live with domestic in November, and in March, when we go live, we'll have up to 20 discounted carriers where you'll be able to get your discount. And then we thought, let's move away from base fare, that is complex, to full fare, where clients don't have to worry about like what option, how, where. Now I'm choosing this flight because of taxes or because of base fare.
What's wrong with you? Why are you trying to make it simpler for people? We love looking through all those things we don't understand.
Complexity. Yeah, so simplicity is what the best form of, I think of flattery almost. I think we have to find ways to differentiate ourselves, I think, as rewards programs. And I think the competition, and I think the industry is becoming heightened because customers, obviously get a lot more value from rewards programs, want to get more value. And so for us to differentiate ourselves, we have to play, I think, across the board, the client experience, the education, as well as the delivery of value. And so it's a big thing for us to try to get that right. And we're quite excited to take the travel market on by storm.
I'm curious to see it as well. I mean, I bought some flights and some tickets for our December holiday through eBucks and got a nice discount. Thank you. But the changes, I suppose, every time you change the rules, you probably get a lot of hate mail and angry people complaining. I mean, I suppose, even though I may or may not be one of them, you have to, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a blessing and it's a curse. I think it's a blessing because if people are giving us that feedback, it means that they're still very much engaged in our program, and they're still very passionate about the program. And I think that's a massive positive for us. There's definitely a learning for us out of the latest changes that we've done. One of the things that we're grappling with is we realize that we have to keep innovating to stay ahead. But how much innovation can you bring that doesn't confuse or, doesn't drive customer angst? Mm. So you have to get that balance right of, we're innovating to bring change, to bring new things, but it shouldn't, drive too much angst with customers out there. And I think what we're realizing is there's a balance to that. And that's something that I think we're going to spend a lot of time focusing on going forward, is to make sure that we get that balance right.
I mean, I just have to say, what were you guys thinking? Gave people free coffee. Then you stopped giving them free coffee, and you didn't think they'd all be, wildly angry about not getting their coffee in the morning. Yeah. No wonder they were upset. I mean, I don't drink coffee in the morning. I'm a tea drinker. I'm a true child of the British colony we were born into.
I mean, especially in the morning, right? Especially in the morning. But strangely enough, so on the Starbucks value proposition, we give away about 550,000 coffees.
Okay.
And that value proposition, since we made the change, where it's spend 50 and get the 75 Rand voucher, has actually started to run.
Okay.
And it's one of those items that are running far ahead of budget. So it's those are the balances
You
that
see,
we're
so
trying to
now
get right.
I'm always curious to hear those kinds of things because that shows you someone gets value from it.
That's it.
You
That's
know,
exactly it.
like, and it's that person who's like,
And now they can upgrade.
it's a mental health upgrade for everyone in their
It's
office.
it's exactly that. And I'm taking my kid, and I can actually afford to upgrade and get something for my kid while he's there and he's with
Yeah.
me, and I get that value back, and it's great. That's also another example of value for customer, partner, and bank. And if you get it right, you get these sweet spots. Burger Friday was another one that they run, and those are the wonderful stories that we love telling.
Yeah, I mean burgers. Hey, I mean they are a joy to grown-ups and children. There's just something about a burger. So, that's a good niche to have captured.
It's so good, and it's such an easy meal.
Yeah.
So we did it on Fridays because we felt that all moms in South Africa, it's not hard to quickly put a burger on the pan.
I mean, just as an aside, I truly think this is the sweet spot for the air fryer. Is like making chips to go with. It's like it always takes too long in the oven and uses too much electricity. I'm conscious I have a solar system, Whereas that's the
Yes.
air fryer is just perfect for chips.
Did you get it with your eBucks at least?
I did not actually. We missed the whole air fryer COVID lockdown thing. We got given an air fryer by my in-laws like the December after.
Yeah. We also missed it. But I've heard they are amazing.
There's a South African air fryer book that has the most spectacular lamb kebabs.
Oh wow!
Awesome! I'll get you the
Sure.
recipe.
Sounds amazing.
So you've centralized when you pay people eBucks, right? That's something new that's happened.
Yeah. So I mentioned the spark for travel earlier was the client experience, and how do we simplify that? And instead of chasing a headline, can we get the client experience right and offer true value for customers? eBucks Payday was a similar concept where we also realized that we're not consistent when we're paying out eBucks. And one of the things that we wanted to drive quite aggressively is client education. We talked about it a bit earlier. But to do that, I need to make sure that the client is on our interface to be able to talk to the client. Other mechanisms and forms of communication are probably not as effective nowadays as they were in the past. And a big thing for us was, well, then standardize when you pay out your eBucks, and make sure it's on the 15th. And then when clients wake up on the morning of the 15th, the first thing they want to do is quickly check, okay, what did I earn last night? And then we thought, well, while they're there, why don't we make that experience as special as possible? And so we've offered like massive amounts of discounts, on eBucks Payday.
So I could have saved myself 200 Rand on my watch, but I fell asleep before I finished the transaction.
I almost did the same. My wife needed a dishwasher, and I was looking at it now. And just before we went to sleep, I managed to finalize it. But we just by way of some stats, we had 2.3 million clicks. It's up, 155% the previous month, engagement. So, unique customers are up 83%. So it shows you if you provide value, and in hindsight, looking back at eBucks Payday, what was so special about it is such a simple concept that actually just makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like Burger Friday in a way. It just makes sense. There's a lot of value for everybody across the stack, and clients almost show you that through their engagement and their stats.
You had me across the stack.
Across the stack.
I was going to try and make a hamburger analogy, but I can't think fast enough. I realized something interesting while you were talking, that two of FNB's CEOs have been former CEOs of eBucks. And it seems to be a really good place that FNB as a bank sends its bright young minds to hone some kind of digital experience with the customers. I'm not saying, if you're not the CEO, I'm going to be terribly disappointed in you, as I will be in all the other CEOs of eBucks I've interviewed. But it's such an interesting thing, because for a long time, the homepage of FNB was eBucks. And I always found that curious. I wasn't with FNB at the time, but I've been with for maybe 15 years now. it's been very interesting to watch the evolution of that role within the business to the business as a whole. And a lot of the great executives, I recently interviewed a few of them, are ex eBucks
eBucks.
CEOs, so they must like you.
I
They
must
must
say.
schmark you there, Peter.
Thanks. My mom hopes that, but no. So I think what makes eBucks such a interesting challenge is I think banking innovation becomes harder and harder. Heightened competition, systems. You look at AI, the how you truly differentiate yourself and provide new innovation, I think becomes more of a challenge. And eBucks provides a great platform to be able to do that, to show clients real value, differentiate. But you also get an interesting mix of, you get quite a strong sense of where clients are at, because how they're engaging and what they're not engaging on. And I think the last one is just such an appreciation for partners, and the value that partnership, in business, I think going forward is going to be so important. There was a buzzword, a couple of years ago, was personalization, and I think that'll always remain important. But the new buzzword, almost ecosystem. And like, you can't go at it on your own. You need partners. You need people to engage with you as a business on your program to grow it. So I think those are the unique things in eBucks that makes it quite a special place. But the challenge is the customer feedback. It keeps you honest. It keeps you humble.
Wow, let's hope so. What can I say? It's been a very useful service, I think, for lots of people. And when I hear stories of how people buy groceries and fill up their car and make ends meet in ways they couldn't otherwise, I always use that as a touchstone for me. I may get angry about not earning enough points for my new Apple Watch, but there's somebody who buys groceries, and that, I don't think there can be enough of that in the world.
Absolutely. We've got 6.4 million active customers on eBucks, and exactly to your point, I think that's exactly what the value that they're getting out of it. It's something that our execs are incredibly serious about. The fact that the program remains free is not even a debate. It will remain free going forward, and we will make sure that the points don't expire for exactly that reason, Toby. Is that it's not an exclusive club. It's something for everybody, and we work quite hard that even in your entry segment, we've realized that the same way we started to look at your client experience, like, are we giving away value in that segment? And we did the 99-cent shoes. We did 99-cent loaf of bread for a month. We've done a Clicks health voucher for those customers as well as a Pick and Pay grocer voucher for those customers. And so, all the way from entry to private wealth, like, is it tailored and is it unique for that client to meet those needs? But it's something that we take very seriously, and why the free, we talk a lot about it, but why it's so important for us to make it free.
That's a good place to leave it. Peter Woodhatch, thank you very much for talking to us. You've been listening and watching to Stuff Podcasts. My name is Toby Shapshak. Te Potale is our videographer. Sally Hudson is our executive producer. Hans Baumgarten is our director of audio. And you can read more on stuff.co.za. Please do like and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. It really does help. Thanks for listening.